7-year, $13 billion project to transform the aging airport into a world-class travel hub.
Well, former Vice President Joe Biden once called or compared it to an airport in a third world country.
All right, so LaGuardia is in the middle of an $8 billion makeover designed to bring it into the 21st century. That project just passed the halfway point, so we sent Arthur Chien to give us a progress report.
Let's hang out at LaGuardia Airport. Things never said by anyone. That was maybe until now. Now that we're at the midway point of LaGuardia's $8 billion redevelopment, Phil Cohen, who's been a pilot for 18 years, is impressed.
Well, you don't have to walk around leaks from the ceiling. Usually there's, you'll remember there were buckets that were filled with water because the ceiling was leaking.
That's about as polar opposite an image as you can get from today's LaGuardia Airport, a modernized gateway with a choice of retail, traveler-friendly amenities like free Wi-Fi. Thank you. Workstations, plugs for both USBs and AC adapters between all the seats, bathrooms that literally sparkle, and of course, a variety of food options. Saeed Blacknall, wide receiver for the Raiders, came from New Jersey to fly out.
You come here, you want to be comfortable before your flight. It can be a long flight, you might not be able to eat until like the next day or if you're taking a late flight, so it's definitely you want something to eat and a good place to have some coffee.
Definitely a big difference. Most people come to the airport hungry, so you want a nice place to get back and have something to eat.
That's Saeed's mom. Adid is also traveling with her mom, Jacqueline, an experience made tolerable with a playground that's childproof, complete with squishy construction. We had to test it. You can even design your own aircraft and send it off on the big screen. Over Skyfox. What can I say? I'm loyal.
I love the changes, and I think it's really easy with all the accommodations for kids, because it's really hard to be in the airport with kids without anything to be entertained.
Yes, like Adid says.
Back when this was announced in 2016 that the completion date would be 2022, a lot of people thought that that was way too ambitious, if not unrealistic. But here we are in 2019, and this project is on time, it is on budget, and perhaps the most impressive part is during all the work so far, none of the airport operations have been affected, which means the millions of travelers that come through LaGuardia each year have been able to continue doing that.
One last incredible note, programs like Vitawee's stress reduction specialist, Kiowa, who roams the terminal with a patch offering stress relief.
For stress relief, it's the adults, but for pure joy, it's the kids.
And for all these great things, we let Kiowa take a bow for the team halfway down the stretch to the new LaGuardia Airport. Arthur Chien, Onside News.
An airline check-in flaw could be putting your personal information at risk. A cybersecurity company discovered that e-ticketing systems used by several major airlines could be vulnerable to hackers. The company claims the airlines are emailing non-encrypted check-in links to passengers that could then be intercepted by a third party. The affected airlines include Southwest and Air France. They have been notified about that flaw.
A third state has approved the use of digital license plates. Arizona is following California and Michigan in authorizing the electronic tags. They are the same size as traditional mail plates, but contain wireless technology. They cost about $500 and can be customized to display public emergency notifications like amber alerts or if your car is stolen. That's going to be interesting.
That is kind of interesting. All right, some hip-hop legends go back to school.
Yeah, how they were inspiring students on Long Island.
Chuck D, DMC, huge. All right, and the feds are going to oversee New York City's struggling public housing authority. What kind of changes people who live there can really expect to see?
Fox 5 News brought to you by TD Bank, America's most convenient bank. Member FDIC, TD Bank NA.
By the time that we got up there, his room was filled with smoke.
Mentally blown and against the side of my house, blocking my exhaust from my furnace.
I heard the smoke alarm going off in my friend's room. Without the kid smoke alarm, my son would not be here today.
Had it not been for that carbon monoxide detector, they would just let their teacher there.
I grabbed my fire extinguisher and put out the fire.
Get these essential products at the Home Depot.
He would also be convicted of murder. Real murderers still out there.
Series premiere, February 15th on Fox 5.
Don't miss the presidency sale at Mattress Firm. For a limited time, take home a king for the price of a queen and a queen for the price of a twin. Like a certain memory foam queen mattress, now just $397. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
We all want more for less. Inspect and delivers. Spectrum TV has over 125 channels in HD. With Verizon Fios, you'll get that many HD channels and variety pack, which means no kids channels like Nickelodeon or the Disney Channel. Get Spectrum TV and Internet for $89.98 a month. Call 833-301-8998. Spectrum Internet delivers starting speeds of 200 megabits. That's twice as fast as Verizon Fios. For more of this, and that on all your devices all at once. Get Spectrum TV and Internet from $89.98 a month. Call 833-301-8998. Best of all, with Spectrum, there are no contracts. You can even buy out your current contract up to $500. Don't wait. Get Spectrum TV and Internet from $89.98 a month. Plus, ask how you can save up to 40% on your wireless bill with Spectrum Mobile. Call 833-301-8998.
It's the President's Day sale at Mattress Firm. Customers like Brecken are raving about the value of our deals, like getting a free adjustable base with your qualifying mattress, up to a $699 value, free. Hurry in, your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
It's down to the final three. Who will win it all? The winner of season 18 is...
You're watching Fox 5 News at 10.
It was a lesson in hard work and dreaming big as two old school rappers go back to school.
All right, Jennifer Williams shows us how Chuck D and DMC are motivating today's students.
Roosevelt High alum Chuck D of Public Enemy was joined by Harlem native Daryl DMC McDaniels of Run DMC to share their experiences with students at his former high school.
They need to hear the truth about the realities, but more important, they need to know that everything that everybody considers so important is the most powerful thing that they can do.
Chuck D said meeting a prominent member of the civil rights movement at a school function had a profound effect on him, allowing him to realize the importance of giving back.
This is Roy Wilkins that, that we can look up and see how, well known he was, how just an administrative activist or whatever. So I had an impact on me, I still remember it like it was yesterday. I was in fifth grade.
Over 150 students from multiple communities had the opportunity to learn from the icons about topics like race, education, and hip-hop.
Arts, education, and being good. That's how you change yourself. That's how you change your household. You change yourself, your household. That's how you change your community. You change your community. You change your city, state. That's what hip hop is.
The event is part of the school district's initiative to empower young people of color.
Chuck D being actually here in Roseville, understand that you can accomplish almost anything you set your mind to. This is their lives that people want to be able to connect and say, this is about you, and these are the tools that are important. What is your perspective of time?
You can believe the hype. That was the first event to bring together multiple communities from Brooklyn and Long Island, and it's part of a series of events through a partnership with My Brother's Keeper. From the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Williams, Fox 5 News.
Oh, listen to those two.
I know.
That's right. You know what's up. All right, the city's Troubled Public Housing Authority is getting a federal monitor.
So what will it really mean for Nitro residents? So look at some of the changes they can expect.
All right, speeding up the game has long been a goal of MLB. The new rule changes they may put in play to keep things moving.
That song.
There's no better two than two buddy cops, right, man? What about Dunkin' Go-Tos? Oh, yeah. That is a great two.
Dunkin' Go-Tos. A great deal for $2, $4, or $5. America runs on Dunkin'.
Hey, you, the one with the designer dog collar. Wondering how I upgraded to this sweet pad? A 1,200 square foot bathroom and my very own spa. All I had to do was give my human the look. With Wells Fargo's 3% down payment on a fixed rate loan and a simpler online application, getting into my dream home was easier than ever. Get your human to visit wellsfargo.com/woof. What would she do without me?
2,000 years of Chinese music and dance in one night. Incredible, must see. Shenyun. Coming to Lincoln Center, March 6th through 17th, and NJ Pack, April 26th through May 4th. Buy tickets now at shenyun.com/NY or call 888-90-SHOWS.
There are a million reasons why families keep coming back to the Keys. Generation after generation. Keep the tradition alive in the Florida Keys and Key West.
Recently, something extraordinary happened at Raymore and Flanagan. It had nothing to do with great furniture or guaranteed deliveries. It was about the things you can't put a price on. When the Smithville School came to perform in our store, it brought us together. Not as sales associates and customers, but as neighbors, members of a welcoming community, standing up and standing proud for each other.
Driving in New York City isn't easy. The Vision Zero initiative reminds you, slow down. Driving isn't easy, but saving a life is.
Well, the feds are stepping in to oversee operations at NYCHA, but does that mean rather that people who live there can expect a major shakeup? The federal monitor was announced last week in a deal between HUD and the city.
But people living in public housing are still unsure what that means exactly for them. This week, Street Soldiers is taking a closer look for you. Lisa Evers is here with a preview.
Well, Stephen Derry, we have shown you, as you know, repeatedly the horror stories and suffering of NYCHA residents with no heat, hot water, and dangerous mold and lead. For sure, big changes are underway, but will it be progress or more of the same?
You wake up in the morning and your head hurts because it's cold. I sleep in this. To keep the cold off my head.
Freezing. It's cold.
An end to the discomfort and unhealthy conditions may be in sight for NYCHA residents, like working mom Heidi Morales. A deal struck between Mayor de Blasio and HUD Secretary Dr. Ben Carson provides for a total NYCHA overhaul under the watchful eye of a federal monitor, says HUD Regional Director Lynn Patton.
It's not just significant, Lisa, it's historic. Never before in the history of New York has a monitor had the powers that this monitor has.
Patton says the federal monitor, who will be chosen within a month, will have the final say in everything, but will work closely with NYCHA.
We inherited a very troubled situation, but we resolved from the beginning to do something different and to find a way to cooperate in the interests of the people.
Patton, who spent many hours seeing conditions for herself, says federal oversight will ensure NYCHA makes specific improvements on a timetable and complies with federal housing laws.
They're going to create a compliance division within 45 days of their appointment to make sure that NYCHA is doing the things that HUD requires them to do.
But not everyone is convinced the federal monitor will be able to get the job done. City Council member Richie Torres, who grew up in the Throgs Neck houses, believes it's more of the same.
The federal monitor has no ability to hire or fire anyone, has no ability to restructure management in the agency. And what NYCHA needs is more money and better management, not more layers of bureaucratic monitoring.
Danny Barber, a NYCHA resident who is president of the Citywide Council of Resident Association Leaders, says it's worth a try.
I believe the monitor, if they're totally independent, separate, away from NYCHA, that it can be effective and efficient to what needs to be done.
We've just learned that the number of apartments that need to be fixed in order to prevent possible lead exposure for children is double what the agency gave a federal judge in December. A NYCHA spokesperson says despite the increase, NYCHA is on track to meet the deadline for remediation. We get into the specifics of what this all really means for residents with HUD's Lynn Patton and resident leader Danny Barber on the next episode of Street Soldiers, Friday night at 10:30, right after the news. I hope you'll join us. Steve Derry.
All right, thank you, Lise. Well, the first debate featuring candidates who want to be the city's next public advocate was held tonight. 10 out of 22 candidates qualified for the event. They include Brooklyn Councilman Jemani Williams and former City Council Speaker Melissa Mark Viverito. The topics included public transportation, holding the mayor accountable, and public housing. Special election is coming up on February 26th.
New York State lawmakers are fighting for the rights of people behind bars. A state senator has introduced a bill that would pay inmates a fair wage for the work that they complete while in jail. Right now, compensation for some prisoners' jobs is just pocket change. Reform advocates say that paying prisoners higher wages would help them rehabilitate their lives and make for a smoother transition back into society when they're released.
A sneaker created in honor of Black History Month is creating a lot of controversy. The shoe in question, the Adidas Ultra Boost Uncaged, seen here.
Oh, wow.
The all-white shoe was part of celebrating Black culture collection, but lacked any colors or designs that were supposed to in any way draw inspiration from the Harlem Renaissance. Not a great idea. Adidas has since removed the sneaker from its collection, saying it did not reflect the spirit or philosophy of Black History
I would really like to hear the official explanation.
They
for
got
that.
their story on there, publicly, but
All right. Major League Baseball is feeling the need for speed.
that's right. MLB officials are reportedly considering some rule changes to make the game go faster, as Matt King shows us. Some fans aren't so sure it's going to work. He stands up.
The American League introduced the designated hitter in 1973.
And the 0-1 pitch on the way to Edgar Martinez. Swung on the line, down the left field line for a base hit.
In the 46, soon 47 seasons that followed, the DH position gave us some of the great offensive moments in the sport's history, a differentiator between the AL and NL, and endless debate over the DH's sacred or sacrilegious place in the game.
I like there being a difference between the two leagues.
The Athletics senior baseball writer and Fox Major League Baseball's field reporter Ken Rosenthal reports the Players Union and the league met this week to discuss erasing that difference.
But very few pitchers can't hit.
Denying us the joy of Bartolo Colon Tater.
Bartolo has done it! The impossible has happened!
That's different. That was a unique experience unto itself.
By making the DH universal. Apparently, much to Mets ace Noah Syndergaard's disgust.
The union has wanted it forever. I don't know that they can get it done in time for the 2019 season.
Rosenthal thought it more likely the league instituted a 20-second pitch clock in 2019.
Hey, that sounds good. That's really high tech.
Which league and players union reps also reportedly discussed this week, along with instituting a 3-batter minimum per pitcher in an attempt to eradicate lefty and lefty specialists brought in to throw to just one hitter.
It's becoming very specialized now.
Both, like the DH, proposed changes Rosenthal identified as intended to hasten the pace of play, if not also to shorten the total game time.
They know that they need to appeal to a broader fan base, younger fan base, and these things are significant. I think the game is perfect the way it is.
The Players Association told Fox 5 its proposals speak for themselves. Major League Baseball declined to comment. I'm Matt King, Fox 5 News.
All right, well, thrift stores nationwide overflowing with donations.
Why is being credited to a Netflix star encouraging viewers to get organized?
All right, and the emoji onslaught continues. A look at some of the more than 200 new ones coming to our phones. What's it up?
But first, here's tonight's New York Minute. The Best Friends Animal Society is helping you fall in puppy love this Valentine's Day. It's hosting an adoption event where you can take home a new pet for just $14.
We're doing it in conjunction with Animal Care Center with New York City and Louis Legacy. So we'll all have dogs and puppies available for adoption.
The Roses for Noses pop-up is open Saturday from 11 to 7 and Sunday from 11 to 5 at 21 Ludlow Street on the Lower East Side.
You want to make sure that the pet fits into your lifestyle.
I cannot think of a better partnership than the Nassau County Police Foundation, the Long Island Friends of Wrestling, and Nassau Community College for our very first annual Wrestling Takes Down Drugs.
Teaming up to fight drug abuse, officials in Nassau County announcing a new program to support local wrestling programs and their efforts in drug prevention. Wrestling Takes Down Drugs Day is February 16th, and that's your New York News.
It's after 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Brought to you by Ridgewood Savings Bank.
My Malibu in gorgeous blue or charcoal, only $3.99. You can arrange it to fit your room. Is it a chaise or sofa? Chaise or sofa? It's a $3.99 sofa.
Bob's Discount Furniture.
I'm a concrete mason. I had severe fatigue, went to a doctor, became diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. I have to put my trust in somebody.
We recommended chemotherapy and then a stem cell transplant. When his disease progressed, I thought that he would be a good candidate for immune therapy to unleash his immune system against the cancer.
I'm back to working hard. I've honestly never felt this great.
The evolution of cancer care is here. Learn more at cancercenter.com. Appointments available now.
Sometimes, bipolar 1 disorder can make you feel like you have no limits. But mania, such as unusual changes in your mood, activity, or energy levels, can leave you on shaky ground. Help take control by asking your healthcare provider about Vraylar. Vraylar treats acute mania of bipolar 1 disorder. Vraylar significantly reduces overall manic symptoms and was proven in adults with mixed episodes who have both mania and depression. Vraylar should not be used in elderly patients with dementia due to increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. High cholesterol and weight gain, high blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, decreased white blood cells, which can be fatal, dizziness upon standing, falls, seizures, impaired judgment, heat sensitivity, and trouble swallowing may occur. You're more than just your bipolar 1. Ask about Vraylar.
This is the all-new Chevy Silverado. It's beautiful.
Beefy and mean looking.
It's the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The cab is bigger than the last generation.
First truck I've seen make you look small.
But that's not all. The Silverado has more cargo volume than any competitor.
Very impressive.
Get a total value of over $7,000 on this all-new Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. See your local Chevy dealer.
Bridgewater, here we come. I feel like we've really bonded. You get my passion about furniture. Great furniture should be affordable and fun to shop for, right?
Exit right ahead.
Exactly. You really get me.
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Coming to Bridgewater March 2nd.
If you're wondering how much your significant other will spend on you for Valentine's Day, this might be a clue. Men telling the company Bankrate they plan to shell out an average of $339 on their spouse or partner this year. This includes the costs for gifts, food, and entertainment. Now, women, on the other hand, they say they will spend an average of $64 on their partner. While there were no gifts for investors Wednesday, the Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all closing lower, mainly because of some disappointing earnings reports. Fewer Americans seem ready to sign on the dotted line to buy a home. The Mortgage Bankers Association says the number of mortgage applications fell 2.5% last week. The drop includes both applications to purchase a home and to refinance an existing loan. JCPenney is putting big appliances on the back burner. The retailer announcing it will stop selling major home appliances at the end of the month. Also, furniture will no longer be available in stores, only online. And that's business. I'm Connell McShane.
Well, you could be in for a big surprise when you fill out your taxes this year. The new tax law is now in effect, and some people living in the tri-state could find themselves owing money to the federal government. That's because homeowners can only write off up to $10,000 worth of property taxes. The standard deduction's been doubled, and many receive more money in their paychecks, but one expert say there could end up being another reason to owe.
And what they're going to find out is that they got more during the year, which is great. People love that. The problem is, when it comes time to the end of the year, you got to pay your net taxes, and you might have received more during the year, and therefore you're going to owe at the end of the year.
Right, you don't really notice it week to week, but when you owe at the end, it's not fun. Right, he also suggests you get help doing your taxes, and don't count on a big refund this year, even if you normally get one. And the Trump administration plans to roll back restrictions on payday lenders. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is proposing doing away with a rule requiring lenders to try and figure out whether borrowers can actually afford to pay back their loans. According to the agency, consumers will have more access to credit, but critics worry lenders will take advantage of low-income families who often become trapped in the short-term, high-interest loans.
We've seen that before.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. Texters praising the newest batch of emojis. They show a more inclusive side representing the handicapped or the disabled. The new emojis feature prosthetic limbs, service and guide dogs, hearing aids and probing canes, and for the blind. Plus, there are dozens of new couple and friend emojis of all kinds and races. The latest emojis should show up on your phone, keyboard later this
I
year.
need to be able to start getting rid of some emojis. It's a lot of them. Those are good, but it's too many in general.
Words anymore.
That's totally right. It's like back in caves, carpets on the
Pictures.
walls. That's right. Well, call it the condo effect.
How a rise in donations to thrift stores is being attributed to a popular Netflix show dedicated to decluttering.
All right, in the big money way, some vegans are hoping to prod the Pope into giving up meat for Lent.
Tonight's winning lottery numbers brought to you by Hyundai. The longer you look, the more there is to like.
I'm John Morgan. If you have an insurance dispute, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan. Pound Law, that's all.
Sit down. Lift that. Lay down. Check your phone. Sit down. Lift that. Lay down. Check your phone. Sit down. Lift that. Lay down. Check your phone. Sit down. Lift that. Lay down. Check your phone. Sit down. Lift that. Lay down. Check your phone. Sit down. Lift that. Lay down. Lay down. If you do anything with regularity, you should get massaged with regularity. Get a free 60-minute session when you join today. Massage Envy. Keep your body working.
Denny's new Super Slampler. Bacon, eggs, French toast, and buttermilk pancakes for $5.99.
$5.99? Are you out of your mind? Why are we still out of our minds?
Denny's new Super Slampler, all for $5.99.
Ford Escape is the car you want when you want an SUV. But also the SUV you want when you want a car.
Now you can lease a new Ford Escape for only $209 a month. That's just $209 a month. Hurry into your local Ford store today. Fun, engaging, and unique. Follow Fox5NY on Instagram.
When I first met with this homeowner, I asked her what sort of a space did she want.
Oh my goodness, I love it! This is awesome experience to have a furniture place like Raymore and Flanagan come out and help those who need the help.
It feels wonderful to know that we're making a difference.
Thank you, Raymore and Flanagan.
Raymore and Flanagan, proudly supporting the communities we call home.
Fox 5 News, brought to you locally by Raymore and Flanagan. Find it, feel it, furnish it, fast.
My grandfather is an Auschwitz concentration camp survivor. I always felt like it was my obligation to share his story. There are so many people who don't know about the Holocaust, so by sharing this story, hopefully it can prevent other genocides from happening. It's so important for people to share their stories because there's so much to learn. I'm Dana Arshin, and I'm a storyteller.
Vegans are offering up $1 million challenge to the Pope. A global campaign called $1 Million Vegan is calling on the pontiff to go vegan for Lent. If the Pope agrees and follows through, they'll donate $1 million to any charity the Pope chooses. The campaign says it's a way to help fight climate change with diet change. So far, the Vatican has yet to respond.
Well, since the beginning of the year, donations have been way up at thrift stores across the country.
All right, the timing just happens to coincide with the release of that new Netflix show showing you how to declutter your home. Jennifer Williams shows us how Goodwill shops are definitely feeling the condo effect.
I love this.
The popular Netflix series Tidying Up with Marie Kondo might have you getting rid of things that don't spark joy, but it has consignment shops dealing with a lot more clutter.
We've definitely had an uptick in sellers over the last 2 weeks since the show has premiered. Because of that, we also have a lot of inventory on our hands, so we've been buying a lot more selectively.
We have a lot of new first-time sellers and also people who are just here to just donate, not even sell stuff.
The KonMari method has even inspired the people who got them, and with good reason.
We're New Yorkers. Our closets are only so big.
I need to get rid of them. And I also have discovered that this is a great way to make a little extra money. It's pretty fast, it's pretty easy, and that's how I like it.
Then you watch the show, and then you're seeing clearly more suburban families who live in these like bigger, more open spaces, and everything looks so neat, and you're like, wow, I wish I could have that. And then you realize if you get rid of a bunch of stuff, you can.
Now we just talk a little bit more about sparking joy and being thankful for the clothes, but everything in here already had its own story.
If you are applying the KonMari method to your closet and want to get cash for your clothes, here are some tips.
I would look for things that are good vintage pieces, designer items, things that are kind of current. Obviously, if the items are new with tags, that always helps.
I think because I work here, I'm just in a constant cycle